Fox and the Stork. There once lived a fox who took great joy in playing tricks on the other animals. One day he thought of a plan to make fun of his friend Stork. Fox had always thought Stork's long legs and long bill were rather amusing, and he knew just the trick that he was going to play. "Come and have dinner at my house today, Stork," said Fox, hardly able to keep the smile from his face as he thought of the fun that he was going to have at Stork's expense. "I'll make us something really tasty and we'll have a wonderful time." "Thank you, Fox," replied Stork, thrilled. "I'd love to." Stork spent all day thinking about the wonderful food that Fox would serve up. His mouth was watering as he thought of all the delicious possibilities. That evening, Stork arrived at Fox's house in plenty of time. He was feeling very hungry as he had made sure to leave space for the scrumptious meal that his friend had promised. "Come on in," cried Fox. "Take a seat and dinner will soon be served." Stork sat down at the dining table as Fox busied himself in the kitchen, finishing off the first course. A few moments later, he swept into the room and laid 2 shallow bowls full of soup on the table. The smell was delicious, but the bowl was far too shallow for poor Stork's long beak. He could not get a drop of soup. The most that he could do was manage to wet the very tip of his beak. He was left hungry and very disappointed. Fox glanced up at his friend. "My dear friend Stork," he said mischievously, "I can't help but notice that you've hardly touched your soup. Was it not to your liking?" Stork rose graciously from his chair before answering very courteously. "Not at all, Fox. In fact, it was so very kind of you to have me for dinner that I must insist on returning the favour. Will you come and dine at my house next week?" "Certainly," replied Fox. The 2 friends agreed a date and a time, and Stork took his leave. He smiled politely at Fox as he waved goodbye, but inside he was fuming. "I'll show that trickster Fox," he muttered to himself. The following week, Fox turned up on Stork's doorstep and was greeted graciously by his host. "Do come in and sit down, Fox," said Stork as he showed his friend through the door and to the table. Fox chuckled to himself at the memory of Stork trying and failing to drink the soup from the shallow bowl. "I hope you've come hungry," said Stork as he brought 2 tall jars of fish stew to the table. Fox's mouth began to water as he breathed in the heavenly aroma. He leaned over and put his snout to the jar. He tried eagerly to lap up the sumptuous stew, but, dear me, do you know that Fox could not manage 1 bite of the stew? His snout was far too short to reach down the jar's long, narrow neck. He even tried to lift the jar up and pour, but it was too heavy for him. Stork had no problems reaching the food with his long beak, but Fox could reach no more than a couple of stray drops from around the rim of the jar. Stork ate up all the stew before pausing and asking his friend, "Oh, dear Fox, whatever is the matter? Did you not like the food?" "That's not fair," replied Fox gruffly. "What a dreadful trick to play on a friend! Now I shall starve." Stork smiled calmly as he answered, "Well, Fox, now you know. You should never play tricks if you can't accept the same treatment yourself." And with that, he served himself another tall jar of stew.